Hi, I'm Susan Zink, and I have been putting together materials for Montessorians for many years. Right now, what I'm doing is offering a back-to-school special. I'm going to give you a few ideas of ways to help you make this school year great, but also I'm going to let you know about some new things that I have put together because I wanted to share with you the resources I put together at the end of my time in the classroom. So many of the materials that I made and have been selling to Montessori schools around the world are things that I did even before I was teaching older elementary students myself and working in very large schools. So some of the strategies, some of the forms and techniques and little simple additions that can help you and your students are things that I came up with after I created that original program. So I'm going to give you 3 important ideas for making this a great school year. And the first is, don't worry about all the rest of the stuff in the video. If you do this one thing, you will be doing your best for your students or for your children. And that is take care of your state first. If you are happy, if your kids, your students can tell when they look at you, you are glad to be there in front of them, you are halfway home and you are serving them at a very, very deep level. So make sure you take care of yourself this school year and bring that happiness, bring that excitement to be with your students first thing, and anything else, keep that second to it. The second thing that I'm going to suggest is that you set your priorities. So many schools, especially brand new charter Montessori schools in the United States, which I have a lot of experience with, try to do too much. They try to do too much in their first year or 2 of being established, and they try and ask their brand new educators to do too much. Don't have a classroom pet your first couple of years. Don't attempt to do 14 field trips. Do include the fun, but keep it simple. If you're trying to do too much, you're not going to be able to do that first thing that I suggested, which is keep your state the way that it needs to be. I now work mostly with moms. My programs that help moms to remind themselves of keeping their state good, that I use bracelets and other fun little reminders to help them keep top of mind, are where most of my attention is. But I wanted right now to do a quick special so that those things that I have developed and can be such a good help to teachers, especially as they start the school year, can be made available to you. So what I have done is I have taken things from my established programs. This is kind of one of my solutions, one of the things that I do instead of doing some of the more elaborate pink, blue, green materials. I've put together booklets that make it easy for students to review the information that they've already had, make it easy for educators to put things on their shelves without making 14 million cards. Those materials are part of a program that I call the Montessori for Everybody Complete Home Study Course. If you're watching this, you probably are familiar with it. If not, there's a lot of information on our website. But what I'm doing just for this week is I am making that program available for a discounted price for just a couple of days, and then I'm adding something to that. All those forms. This is a form mostly for United States educators, but I think it can be helpful. I'm not a big fan of Common Core standards, but I do realize that some United States educators, including Montessori educators, need to work within them, and they need to be responsible for their children being able to show competency with them. So this is the language standards for grades K through 6 in the United States all on one page. Is that every detail? Of course not. But it is a way for you to be able to see something, one of my one-page wonders, and kind of wrap your mind around it. I know that it's helped a lot of educators who are trying to balance Montessori and other things. Another example of something that I haven't put into the program yet, but I'm going to, is an upper elementary math hint sheet. I know a lot of students have a real problem with remembering what factors and multiples are. They get them mixed up. So this is something I put together to remind them what a multiple is and what a factor is, all on one page. They're running into trouble with it. It's something that can be sitting on your shelf, and you can pull that off and hand it to them. So this is just an example of one of literally dozens, if not hundreds, of forms and tips and guides and aids that I have put together to help Montessori educators working with children ages 3 through 12 and even beyond. So what I've done is I've put it all together into a Montessori Educators e-library. And just for this week, we are making that a bonus for our Montessori for Everybody Home Study program. So if you are interested in this, I suggest that you check out the links that are associated with this video, and I wish you all the best in having your best year. So the 3 things that I suggest you do: 1, take care of your state first. Bring your happy self, the educator or the mom who wants to be with those kids. That's what your first thing is to do. 2nd, prioritize. Don't try to do it all. Do the most important things, including following the child and paying close attention to being respectful at every turn. And finally, use resources to make your life easier, to set up your classroom and your environment in the best way, and to use the success that educators like myself, I've been working with kids for over 45 years, use what we've put together so that you can have your best year yet.